It wasn't too long ago that Gaana was a household name. I mean, it was India's #1 music streaming app, a giant that seemed totally untouchable. But what happens when a giant like that falls? Today, we're going to break down the absolutely shocking story of its incredible rise and its even more dramatic collapse. Okay, so let's just start with a number to show you how big this thing really was. At its absolute peak, Gaana was valued at a massive 580 million US dollars. It had over 150 million people listening every single month. See, this wasn't just another app. It was a part of daily life for so many people.
Now, I want you to hold that $580 million figure in your head, because in 2023, the entire company was sold for just 25 lakh rupees. Yeah, you heard that right. That's about 30,000 US dollars. I mean, think about that. From a valuation of thousands of crores down to the price of a new car, it is absolutely mind-blowing.
So the big question is, right, how on earth does this happen? How does the undisputed king of Indian music streaming, with all that money, with all those millions of users, end up in a distress sale, basically being sold for spare parts? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together today. To really get why it all came crashing down, we've got to go back to the beginning to see how it got so big in the first place. Let's rewind to 2010. India's in the middle of this smartphone boom. 3G internet is just starting to open up a whole new world. But there was a big piece missing.
Remember those days? If you wanted to listen to music, it was a real pain. You were either downloading from all these sketchy pirated websites hoping you didn't get a virus and the quality was just terrible. Or you were on YouTube streaming an entire video just to hear the audio. It was clumsy, slow, and mostly illegal. This was the exact problem that Gaana's founders Avinash Mudliar and Jayeth Harde set out to solve. And man, they moved fast. With the powerful backing of Times Internet, the Gaana website launched in 2010, giving people a clean, legal library of music. By 2013, they were on every phone, because they knew India was a mobile-first country. But their biggest, most brilliant move came in 2015. They made a deal with Micromax to pre-install the Gaana app on millions of new phones. So when countless Indians got their very first smartphone, Gaana was already there waiting for them. And just like that, Gaana became a household name, literally overnight.
So Gaana was sitting pretty, right? The undisputed king on the throne. But here's the thing about being at the top in the tech world. You always have a target on your back. And that massive market they built, well, it started to attract some very, very powerful new players.
And let me be clear, their success was just enormous. At its highest point, Gaana had over 150 million monthly active users. It was the first Indian music app to ever cross the 100 million user mark. This was a gigantic, loyal audience that just looked unbeatable. And then the floodgates just opened. First, in 2014, Airtel launched Wynk Music. Then came the real game changer. In 2017, Reliance launched JioSaavn, and they bundled it with their revolutionary free data plans. A year after that, Amazon Prime Music joined the party. And then in 2019, the global heavyweights arrived, Spotify and YouTube Music. The peaceful kingdom Gaana once ruled was suddenly a brutal war zone. And the result of those streaming wars? A total shakeup of the entire market. By 2023, you wouldn't even recognize the landscape. Spotify had just stormed in and taken the top spot with 26% of the market. And Gaana, the original pioneer, they were just lost. A tiny slice of that others category.
So from the outside, things still looked okay in 2020. Gaana still had a massive user base, a huge share of all the music being streamed in India. But behind the curtain, a financial time bomb was ticking away, getting louder and louder.
And this is where the story gets really, really ugly. It all boils down to this one simple, devastating statistic from their 2020 financials. For every single rupee that Gaana earned, it was spending 4 rupees and 20 paise. Just let that sink in for a second. The business model was completely broken.
And when you look at the raw numbers, it's just wild. I mean, sure, they brought in 120 crores in revenue, which sounds like a lot of money. But then you see their expenses, over 500 crores. That's for music rights, servers, marketing, everything. It meant their net profit ratio was a mind-boggling minus 280%. They weren't just losing money, they were hemorrhaging it.
And just when they desperately needed more cash to stay afloat, bam, they got hit with a perfect storm. 2 massive blows, one after the other.
First, in 2020, border tensions led to a ban on Chinese investment, which cut them off from their biggest investor, Tencent. At the exact same time, the COVID pandemic hit. Ad money completely dried up, and people facing their own problems were way less likely to pay for a music subscription. Both of their lifelines were cut, just like that.
So you can imagine the situation, right? No new money is coming in, the losses are piling up sky high, they were completely backed into a corner. And in that desperation, they made a decision that would turn out to be the final nail in the coffin.
In September of 2022, pretty much out of nowhere, they did the unthinkable. They just flipped a switch and turned off their free service. Completely. All of a sudden, if you wanted to listen to even a single song, you had to pay up. The entire app was locked behind a mandatory paywall.
You can kind of see their logic, I guess. The management was probably thinking, hey, we've got 150 million loyal users. Surely 5 or 10 million of them will pay for a subscription. But they completely, and I mean completely, misread the Indian audience. Why would anyone pay when you had amazing free options like Spotify and JioSaavn just a click away? People didn't just refuse to pay, they left in huge numbers, uninstalling the app like it was on fire. And the effect on their value? It was catastrophic. Just 1 year after that $580 million valuation, Airtel came to the table with an offer to buy them. The offer was for just $12.5 million. That's only 2.5% of what it was worth a year earlier. The deal, of course, fell through, and Gaana was left with absolutely no escape route.
By the end of 2023, the story reached its sad, inevitable conclusion. There were no buyers, the debt was massive, the user base was gone, and the once mighty Gaana was sold for scraps.
The final chapter is a real whirlwind. So first, the sale. The company was sold for just 25 lakhs to Radio Mercy's parent company, ENIL. And what's the very first thing the new owners do? They double the subscription fee, pushing even more people away. Now the whole strategy has changed. They're rebranding to Mercy Plus, giving up on the mass market and trying to become a super niche product for things like premium audio in new Mahindra cars.
So if there is one big lesson to take away from this entire saga, it is this. Having millions and millions of users, being number one, having everyone know your name, none of it matters if you don't have a realistic plan to actually make money. Popularity is simply not the same thing as profitability.
And that's where we have to leave it. The new owners are trying this niche strategy, but the brand itself has been so badly damaged. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Is there any way back for Gaana, or will its story forever be told as one of the most spectacular cautionary tales in the history of Indian startups?